know that I told that I don't want to stay on parade, but I fucking want to stay on parade.
Oh, baby.
Here we go.
Oh!
We back.
Feeling it. What is up, everybody? Welcome to the pregame show.
Let's go. Let's go.
My goodness, it is finally here. We've been waiting for it for what feels like forever.
Yeah.
We're finally here in the Toyota pregame lounge.
Me and Dev.
You know, Toyota, the official car of DNVR, brought to you by your front range Toyota dealers. What the heck?
My man Dev, dude. You know how Dev...
He's a game time decision tonight.
I'll let him
but
speak
we
for-
think he's playing.
We do think he's playing.
I'll let him speak
Game
for
time
himself here, but
decisions.
you know Dev wears a lot of outfits, and sometimes they look like the couch.
Just got to throw him under the bus like that. We're presented as always by Bet365. Never ordinary, certainly not tonight as we move on to round 2. A rematch of last year's round 1 with the Minnesota Timberwolves. Highly anticipated. Many people are calling it the de facto finals.
Oh.
Many people are saying that. The streets are talking. To talk about it, I got Harrison Wynn.
Man, I am ready for this. Game 1, round 2 on a beautiful Saturday evening in Denver, Colorado. The bar's popping already.
Bar is popping.
The energy is here, man. I'm so ready for this.
It is a beautiful day here in the Mile High City. It
That was
really
not
is.
me grunting either. That was Adam. That was an Adam grunt.
Somebody thought it was a weird grunt or what?
No, they thought it was me.
Oh, just grunting over here. Then over here, D-line.
That's right, guys. I'm ready. I'm a little under the weather. I'm not going to lie to you. A little under the weather, but I'm here.
The
You know what I
weather's
mean?
good, though.
I know, and I'm under it.
Well,
I'm under it. But I wouldn't miss this for the world, even though I did consider it.
and then rounding out the show, Superstar Dev.
Damn it.
Hey, you know what's up? It's me, Dev.
That was a rough one for all of us. Guys, on today's show, we're going to try to manifest what we want from this. We're going to manifest.
Oh, baby.
We're going to manifest something out of game 1. We're also going to talk about the differences between last round and this round. And, of course, when Dev does arrive, like Willis Reed walking down the tunnel.
I know.
He's going to provide us bets that we will carry over to the watch along and bet along with us. But first, game notes. Wind, we've talked about this game since Tuesday.
We've talked about it a lot.
So what new notes do you have for this first segment?
It's finally here, and God, I'm so happy it's here. Let's go over the injuries first. There's only one injury to even talk about. The Timberwolves are fully healthy. Jamal Murray questionable coming into this game. I don't think there was ever any doubt that he was going to play. I just think he was on the injury report because the calf strain is a weird, tricky injury. You have to be careful with it. But he did warm up. He is good to go. He is starting.
Did you
He's
see
playing.
the tape on that calf?
Yeah.
Very heavily taped.
Yeah.
I've never worn that tape.
I never have either.
Have you? Do you know? Have you
The
worn the
kinesium
tape?
tape?
Yeah.
The
Have you worn
kinesium-
it before?
No, I don't even understand the premise.
It just holds everything together a little more, I think.
Yeah, it's what tape does. It tapes it
Stabilizing
together.
it.
But the stuff is underneath the skin, right?
Well, but if you put tape on the skin,
So
then
if
it's
you,
really
like-
held
but
together.
it's like- If
Was
you had a-
it was it less? Was it lower profile than the tape Lucas had on his knee? Have you seen that tape?
I don't know if I've noticed.
It's like a spider web.
really.
Yeah.
All these intricate patterns
Yeah.
and everything. By the way, you said no insignificant Vlaco. It's possible one of these days he pops up as like doubtful.
No, it's not. He's out for the year. It's
possible.
I'm sorry.
It's possible.
Yeah, I mean the world could also end tomorrow.
It's possible.
Entirely possible.
It's entirely possible.
I guess the other injury in this series that we could talk about is Chris Finch, who did climb up to the podium pregame at Ball Arena.
What do you mean climb?
Well, he's on crutches. He can't really walk, so he kind of jumped up to the podium with one leg. And he is going to be on the bench tonight. There was a lot of talk this week. Would he be on the bench? Would he be coaching from a suite? He is going to be on the bench. It sounds like he might be on the second row of coaches behind the bench.
So weird, man.
Or they'll carve out a little space for him. So he's on the second row with his leg elevated, but there's nobody in front of him. Because he can't like take the risk of somebody running into his leg, you know? But Mike Inori, their top assistant, is going to be their de facto head coach, kind of roaming the sidelines, you know, talking and coaching more, I'd say.
They have an interesting energy. Like Michael Malone, David Adelman, very intense guys, I would say, both of them.
Yeah.
Adelman, I'm told, though I've never actually been around him enough to notice it, I'm told talks like a sailor.
Like talking about the poop deck.
No,
things
he
like that?
curses an enormous amount, apparently.
Oh.
Like, just an intense guy.
Yeah.
Everything is like, this or that. Michael Malone, we know the energy he has. That guy is always on 11. Mike and Nori, Chris Finch, they're
So
kind of
laid
like
back.
the Big Lebowski almost,
Yeah.
Like, they're
Just hanging out, coaching a little bit.
So it's kind of a funny little, those
It
two
is.
personality types.
It is. Michael Malone, though, he's been very complimentary of Anthony Edwards all week, singing his praises, telling us
Classic
how
Michael
tough
Malone.
of a offensive player he is to stop. Tonight, he said there are no weaknesses in his game. None. Zero. Zilch.
Wow, the perfect player.
Michael Malone also praising Tim Connolly pregame. He said, look, I would not have this job without Tim Connolly.
Man,
He took a chance on me, after my brief tenure in Sacramento. We worked together in New Orleans, and he believed in me, and he believed in me enough to tell Josh Kroenke I was the right guy for the job.
so here's the thing. I have not seen this clip, but I already know. There have been 3 media availabilities since this round, getting ready for this round. And in each one, some media member who was there for the first time asked,
Right.
what about Tim Conley, man?
Yeah.
And you could tell Malone is like, again?
You could tell that person in the car ride over to Ball Arena was like, I know a great question.
Yeah,
I'm
you
going to
know
ask
what?
him about Tim Connolly.
Not a lot of people know this, but Tim Conley
Yeah.
comes from Denver.
That's right.
Hired Malone, so I'll ask
Yeah.
that question. Catch him
That's
off
gonna be
guard.
my question.
Yeah, get him
Yeah.
totally off guard today.
I'm sorry, I was distracted because Dev's in the comments.
You know what? Just do the show from the comments today, Dan.
Yeah,
It's
drop
fine.
your lock of the game in the comments, in the Toyota chat, please. Drop your official play along in the chat, Dev. Chris Finch, he spoke as well, like I said, and he described the Nuggets' late game offense as, quote, surgical, which I thought was pretty funny.
Well, he
and
just had
a little
he just-
ironic.
He just had surgery, so it's on his mind. It would be funny if everything he says in this whole series
He's
is
like, oh,
Yeah. Man,
we
like
really-
tonight we got out the scalpel and just cut them. Death by 1,000 cuts.
unbelievable.
That's all I got. That's all I got.
a crippling move they made there in the second half.
Break a leg tonight, guys.
It's all terrible. The Wolves are all laughing. Don't get totally run off the floor.
man.
Eric, we've done this. This is always the hardest show to do the pregame show for. The one where we've actually done 3 pregame shows of the show, and then we have to do the actual pregame.
Yeah.
But I
Yep.
will just ask this. Other than your own weak immune system,
Sure.
how are you feeling today about the game?
Hard to
What-
separate myself from my weak immune system.
You're a little sneezy, I would say.
I would say I would say the Nuggets are not at their best. How am I feeling today? I feel I don't have the nervousness that I would have expected, but I don't think that it's like fully dawned on me like what we're about to embark upon. Like it was so beautiful this time in between the last series ending and this one beginning. It really felt like vacation. Like there wasn't anything to worry about. We were laughing and yucking it up. I didn't have that like impending doom in the back of my heart like I normally do. So that hasn't kicked in. So I'm either smug AF and I'm never looking back, or I think the Nuggets are the better team and I can't decide which.
Okay, so it's 2 good things.
2 good things.
2 good things. What about you? Just how you feeling?
I feel good. I don't know how I'll feel in 25 minutes when this game tips off. Shout out to that tip-off counter in the corner there. I like that. But I feel good. Like D-Line, I was very happy to get past the Lakers series. I never want to watch another Nuggets-Lakers
Never.
game. I never want to talk about them again. And I'm confident, but I'm also like really like ready for what Minnesota's going to bring, because I got a lot of respect for the Timberwolves. I don't have a lot of respect for the Lakers. I do have a lot of respect for the Timberwolves.
That's how I feel.
For how they've built their team, for how they're coached, for their good players, for their depth, for how they've been built. So I do think this is going to be the toughest series that this Nuggets team has played over the last 2 seasons, over these last 2 playoff runs so far. And I think they're going to be ready for it. I think they will be.
A wise man once told me Jokic is a goldfish.
Yes. He grows to the size of his bowl, the size of his
This is a big bowl.
challenge.
This is a big bowl. And I honestly think there's something to this whole Nuggets team that we know this. When they play a stinker, they lay a stinker and then win, and we're upset because they didn't win the way we wanted to.
Right.
But when they play a real challenge, they step up and they look good.
The best.
That has been a trend for this team for years. And I expect tonight to be that. And I not only expect it, the reason I'm not nervous for this one is I'm just going to believe that every Nuggets trend continues until it doesn't.
Yeah.
And so if they lose this
Exactly.
one, then I'll worry about why they didn't look good in the first 5 games against the Lakers and why they didn't look good in game 1. But until then, I'll wait and I'll believe that
I know.
and this team is a goldfish.
What we should be doing is what we've kind of done, which is just be like, well, the Nuggets are going to do what they do, which is they're going to lose 1 game in the first series, 2 games in the second series, 0 in the third, and 1 in the fourth, and that'll be the way they win.
My overall thought coming into this series is I think the Nuggets have a higher gear to get to.
Yeah,
they have
I do
another
too.
gear to get to. And I think the Timberwolves are good enough to bring them to that gear.
Yeah.
That's how I'm thinking about this series. The Lakers were not good enough. They weren't scary enough. They weren't imposing enough or intimidating enough. The Nuggets weren't worried about them enough to have to get to that gear.
Jokic showed up in a costume.
Yeah.
And then halfway through the series said it was boring.
Right. And the man has never lied once in his life.
He was literally bored.
Yeah. Never told a lie before. So I think the Timberwolves are an elite enough opponent to get the Nuggets to go to that higher gear. That's what I think. Could I be wrong? Sure, but that's what I think.
Well, the question then that we have to ask is, who's going to eat? Presented by Circle K. You guys know the drill. Who's going to eat?
Okay,
Who's going to
cool.
eat tonight?
Who's going to eat tonight? Okay, well, who is going to eat tonight? I believe in my heart and my soul. I'm going to get some soup.
Okay, you're going to get
feeling
soup?
great. I'm not feeling
That
great.
really is, man.
And
This is a rough D-line game. The flu
Chicken
game
soup
from D-line.
is
Yeah, believe it. Everybody has a flu game. We're going to get a shrug halfway through the watch along.
Better be
It's gonna
fish stew.
unbelievable.
so great. I think Jamal Murray's going to eat tonight. I think he's going
That's
up
the
against.
best person that could eat. If I
I know.
could feed one person, that's who I would feed.
I think this is more hopeful than it is
Yeah.
me projecting it, because he is going against 2 elite defenders probably. This could, if you look at it, could be a difficult series for Jamal Murray. But I think that Jamal Murray is just bigger than that. I think he's bigger than on paper matchups. I think he's bigger than the moment, and I think he rises to the occasion. I mean, that's been proven time and time again. I just think that he's going to come out and kind of carry over a little of the momentum from the last series. He didn't have any one great game, but he had an excellent series somehow. So I just think it's Murray time, baby. Let's go.
100%. I like that. Also, all that tape, it's got to make it a difference. Who's going to
Yeah.
eat when?
It's going to hold everything together. I think Michael Porter Jr. will eat tonight, just like he did throughout that last series against the Lakers, the best playoff series of his career so far. And, with Jamal Murray less than 100%, and I'm with D-Line, he could have a great game tonight, but he's less than 100%. I want Michael Never Swing the Rock Porter Jr. to be a little selfish. I don't want him to swing the rock every time. I want him to be a little selfish. I want him taking a lot of shots. I want him taking a lot of threes, but I want him to be aggressive. Because if Michael Porter Jr. continues to play well and continue to play with confidence, it just makes the Nuggets offense so much more dynamic.
We're going to do something a little bit different today, and we're actually going to throw it to someone from the chat. Dev, what do you think? Who do you think's going to eat today?
Man, I think that this is a Nikola Jokic type of eat night. I think that he's going to eat.
What a great call, man, from Dev.
But really, I think that this is an offensive monster game from him. Minnesota is one of the few teams that likes that one-on-one matchup. They think that they have a guy that can slow him down. So I don't think that we see a passive Jokic. I don't think we see a Jokic that's trying to figure out if people are going to throw double teams at him. He already knows they're going to try to play him one-on-one, so he goes in with the mentality of, okay, I'm going to have 47, brother. So I think that this is a Jokic eats type of series.
I would love for that to be the case. I'm going to go with Christian Brown and Peyton Watson, the Booth Boys, a.k.a. Project Dynasty. I think those guys, this is a series where they look better than they did in the last one, in part because they have a tangible challenge. They have scorers on that bench. Naz Reid, you stagger with Karl Anthony Towns. They've got guys that can put the ball in the cup. Those guys got to go out there and do a role that they're designed to do, and I think that they end up eating. All right, let's try to manifest something. Forget the DNVR Ginny. That's a completely different segment,
Did it get
you guys.
canceled?
Let's
And
instead-
Did the culturally ambiguous genie get canceled?
It's a little
No.
even
Oh,
being
okay,
ambiguous.
good.
It's a little culturally insensitive.
Let's
sorry.
go to manifesting here.
That's
Talk
much
about,
better.
Talk about insensitivity.
This is the most deeply insensitive graphic we've ever made for a variety of reasons.
variety of reasons.
What were you holding in your other hand?
He's got
Is
a
it
phone,
Mi-
I think.
Oh,
I think it's
Miller
like
Lite and a phone,
and a phone,
okay.
yeah. If you were to manifest something in this game, Deb, what do you think we should all kind of put our energy towards?
I think a Nuggets blowout.
All right.
Because I think that sets the tone for the entire series. There's like so many people that have this mindset that this Minnesota team is ready, that they can take over and they match the Nuggets. And I think that the Nuggets are the better team, and they've shown that. We just saw a series against the Suns with Minnesota, who don't have defense, who don't have a point guard. So, of course, they're going to look as they looked. So I think that Denver just puts a little belt to ass and reminds them who's daddy.
You're manifesting a mukbang, a blowout. Everybody
This is like
eats.
a super chat.
Just a manifestation.
Everybody manifest that for a moment. D-Line, what are we manifesting?
Oh, are you crisscross apple? This is awesome.
I'm trying
I
to
can't even do that.
manifest
I
right
know,
now.
you're flexible.
I stretch every day. I got the 90-90 stretch I do, thanks to Josh Wartberger, my trainer.
Oh, shout out.
Shout out.
Shout out. I am manifesting an extension of my Who's Gonna Eat. I am manifesting a Jamal Murray absolute breakout series, an arrival to the playoffs in the form that we know that he's able to play at. We don't want big moments. We want big games from Jamal Murray, and it's time. It's time for us to see that.
That would be a great one to manifest. I am for that one. Wind, what do you want to manifest today?
I would love to manifest a great game for the bench.
That would be a good. You guys are manifesting a good win here.
A
That's what's
great
going
game
on.
from the bench.
All
Like,
the Nuggets are good.
could I manifest a +3
Whoa!
from the second unit?
Holy smokes.
+3 with Nikola Jokic off the floor. Can I manifest that?
Let's see.
That's a win if that happens.
Christian Brown, couple steals, Peyton Watson, a
Highlight
couple blocks on Naz Reid.
Maybe a dunk on Gobert with the left
He's
again.
doing
Yeah.
crisscross applesauce.
I'm manifesting
Reggie
over
Jackson.
here.
I don't know. How greedy can I get with this manifestation?
Man,
You can get greedy.
Reggie
man.
Jackson 1-3.
your knees are going to hurt after this. I want you guys to try to do what he's doing right now.
You really can't do that one, huh?
Absolutely not.
Can I add? This might be a good segment for me to bring this up. The fact that game one of this series is on the day of the Kentucky Derby,
Man.
coincidence or not?
Definitely not, man.
Okay.
Definitely not. It's also, but right before Easter. Tomorrow, Easter in the Orthodox calendar. I don't know if you knew that. So yesterday, Good Friday.
Good to know.
Tomorrow, Easter.
Good
Shout
to
out to
know.
all my Serbs. I'm gonna, on that account, I'm gonna manifest a Jokic takeover. I would not mind game one. The Nuggets didn't look great in round one. We all kind of were like a little unimpressed. I'm manifesting Jokic coming out and putting us on a classic.
Yeah.
If we got a classic tonight from Jokic, one of those games we talk about, Lakers game one, we talk about that game, right? You know which one we're talking about. If we got one of those, Minnesota game one, that's how we say Jokic's game one against Minnesota that year.
Yup.
That's what I'm rooting for tonight, because you know what that does to everyone else? Puts incredible confidence of, we've got Jokic, they don't. And tonight, I would love for him to approach it with that mentality, because I think it's needed. Manifesting that one. All right, let's talk about differences here. What are some differences between the Nuggets and Lakers, just off the top of your head? What's going to be different about this round that we did
Between
not
the
see?
Timberwolves and Lakers?
Yeah, sorry, Timberwolves and Lakers.
Coaching. Adjustments
Oh.
throughout the series. Darvin Ham was a bad coach. You know, he's not the reason the Lakers lost in 5 games. It's because the Lakers just aren't that good. There's a lot of things that go into that. But he's a bad coach who I don't think the Nuggets were intimidated by, who I don't think Michael Malone was scared of, who I think the Nuggets knew the Lakers weren't going to make adjustments that they weren't ready for, that they didn't know how to counter, that they weren't just totally prepared for. Not saying that the Timberwolves will, but Minnesota's a much better coached team. They're going to be much more organized. They're going to be a lot more ready, I feel like, for the Nuggets. So I just think from a coaching, from a tactical, from a schematic
Definitely.
standpoint, this series is going to be played at a different level than the Lakers series was.
I agree with that. And for me, I think one of the differences is you're going to see different coverages.
Yeah.
I really think it is unique how much the Lakers committed to one thing defensively.
Right.
We're just going to do this, and we're going to do it every single game. And I think that sense you have of we're watching the same game, I think a lot of that is it's rare for a team to deploy the same strategy. I think you're going to get different strategies, and that's why I think you're going to get high-scoring games, low-scoring games, and more variance in how the game unfolds in this round, more like a traditional series. So that's one difference. But you know what? That's a strength for Denver, actually. I think Denver is part of what makes them great is their ability to adjust and play different styles.
Yeah, I mean, it is interesting. Like the Lakers' tactics was really just their tactic was that they have LeBron James and Anthony Davis, and they're going to just go with those two players. There's like some switching that they did, the Rui adjustment, but I mean, truly, you weren't like, oh man, there's a major wrinkle here. We have to deal with. So I agree with that like wholeheartedly. This feels like a much more tactical series. Like Michael Malone is going to be tested a lot more, and there's going to be a lot more just ingenuity that's going to be needed to be put in place to counter certain things. But you know, I mean, I don't know. I think Jokic is going to have a monster series also. I think he's just going to absolutely go, brother, I've got 47 on him. And the Murray Jokic two-man game, I feel like is, even though it always does, I mean, I feel like it's really going to shine this time around.
That would be, he told me that, then I might change my answer to Nuggets in 5.
Yeah.
Be as bullish as you. What about you, Deb?
Yeah, I mean, you just talked about the Nuggets in 5. That's what I went with, was the Nuggets in 5. And the reason is because of the ability to switch. I think with the Lakers had LeBron James switching on to Jamal Murray and KCP. LeBron's going to win that every single time. He just has like the size advantage, just way stronger. And I mean, he's a GOAT. I think in this series, we're going to be able to see a Jamal be able to switch on Anthony Edwards and hold his own. KCP plays better. I also think that Jokic is going to be locked in a different way. Anthony Davis he was eating him alive because of how he plays. You don't get those same type of things with Minnesota. The strength for Minnesota is you have less room for error. You have to play perfect, or at least closer to it. I think that you can mess around with the Lakers and still not find out. If you make those same type of mistakes, not shooting the ball well, turning the ball over, putting yourself in a bad spot with not taking advantage of when stars are off the floor, they can beat you. So I think we see a bit more locked in Nuggets team because you have to be. So I like that.
All righty, let's go now to the Bet365 app. Never ordinary.
Let's do it.
Let's make some bets. Let's put our money where our mouth is. By the way, the homie friend of the show, Big T, picked Nuggets in 5.
Has Big T ever been wrong about the Nuggets?
Big
Not
T
when
is
it
the
matters.
one. He's the one.
Tell you what, he doesn't remember his losses.
I don't
bets
remember
like
his
he
losses.
only wins.
I don't remember him.
The Nuggets come into this game as 4.5-point favorites. I like it. I think Denver's the better team. They're at home. You get that home court boost. I also think that one team is going to try to figure out what the Nuggets are doing. I don't think Denver's trying to figure out what they're doing, and I think that plays in their favor. I like the Nuggets minus 4.5.
We also have a DNVR profit boost for this game.
What is it?
50% profit boost on.
Jokic triple-double, Nuggets win.
There you go.
I don't know if I love that one. The boost helps out a lot, but I kind of want to see it. To your point, if he goes off triple-double, but Minnesota might have a lopsided game plan. Turn him into a scorer.
They
Turn him
always
into a
do.
passer.
I don't think that the assist is going to be what you should aim for. The over-under is at 208.5. These are two teams that are very familiar with each other, so I think you don't have that fill-it-out stage that you get with other teams. I think both teams will have that early on and be able to score. They're also going to have their stars take shots, as always, in the playoffs, and how they defend. Both teams know what the other team is going to do. So I like the over in this one of 208.5. That's also really low. On Minnesota side of things, with the entire world watching and every fan knowing who's going to take every single shot, us all knowing who's going to take a shot, and the Nuggets, it's still going to be Anthony Edwards that shoots it every single time. He also does not care if he does not have like an efficient night. They know that he has to be the scorer for them.
Yeah.
His points is only at 26.5. He's going to get the over there. I like the over. Gobert, over 11.5 rebounds as well. I think you're going to find himself in the roamer spot a lot. He's a good help side defender because he's one of the best defenders. that we've ever seen, especially down low. So I think that that leads to additional rebounds. Also, AG is going to have to knock down some threes, or he's not going to be able to take them away from the rim. So I see them having to do that. On the Nuggets side of things, where we always start, and this is what I like, Michael Porter Jr. over 2.5 3-pointers. Came back down.
Came down.
I mean, yeah, it was at 3.5 last game. He still hit it. This is this is just money. It's been hitting for us every single time. He's just ready for these type of series where they're going to have to rely on him more. He looks more comfortable in this offense. And also, when times it doesn't go through him, he goes and makes it, go through him. I think he's going to continue to shoot well. I think he's going to continue to force shots, and I love when he forces shots because there's no shot that's too tough for him. Give me over 2.5 3-pointers. With the Twin Tower lineup for Minnesota, Nuggets will have to help out on the boards. Let's stick there with Michael Porter Jr. over 7.5 rebounds at plus money. He was very active last series on the boards. It was not only just the scoring that he looked better in, but how active he was on the boards and using his size and length.
We need that from him
also
tonight.
just more opportunities because I think that they are going to try to get Jokic off of the board. So let's go with Michael Porter Jr. there. I like KCP over 8.5 points.
Ooh.
That's too low.
He hasn't been scoring.
Yeah, but now he's shown that he can knock down the three. Nobody made shots in that series
I know,
when it came
man.
to just knocking it down. I think that with some time off, I think
love
he's
this
going to
bet,
feel a
actually.
little
Is
bit
it too
better.
late to manifest
It's
just a
just too low.
massive night from 3 from
That would
everybody?
be incredible.
I know. We need that.
The pressure's on everyone else. It's going to be eyes on Jamal, eyes on Jokic, eyes on Michael Porter Jr. The one guy that's on the wayside is KCP. He's going to be able to get that opportunity. He also finished a few layups last series, so I like that. I like Jamal over 6.5 assists. He has the toughest defenders on him when it comes to perimeter defense and physicality. They're very athletic. They use their size and athleticism. But I think that he relishes in these opportunities. He's going to score more than what you guys think, but also I think that he's going to know, hey, I got to slow down. They're going to wear me down. I'm going to feed someone else, and that leads to easy opportunities for people to score. They're going to be one-on-one defense everywhere else, including him. I mean, I think that just gives him cutters and people, just knocking down shots. So 6.5 assists is too low. I like Gordon for the defensive bet. 2.5 stocks. He could get this, or 1.5, sorry, 1.5 stock. He could get this with just steals. He could get this with just blocks. You get the combination. I love it. And for the lock that we all are going to go with in the watch-along, Jokic over 41.5 points plus rebounds.
Wow.
I don't think that this is a game or a series that he's going to try to get triple-doubles or try to get those passes. I think that he probably going to get some, but he's going to try to score. They're going to disrespect him by putting one guy on him. He loves the opportunity to just score and just show you how little you truly are. They're going to try Karl Anthony Towns on him. He's going to get emotional. It's not going to be enough. They're going to try Rudy Gobert on him. He's just not strong enough, not big enough to be able to go with him. Jokic is going to score with ease. He's going to grab every board that comes his way. He's the best player in the world, and he's going to prove it yet again. Over 41.5 points plus rebounds.
One other bet I like here, Peyton Watson, 0.5 blocks is plus money, plus 105. Not going to play a ton of minutes, but I do think he has an important role in this series, so I think he plays a little bit more than typical, plus it's game 1. You give a longer leash. I think he gets a block in this game.
Do you remember how many blocks he had last time they played the
6.
Timberwolves? 6.
Oh my
4
God.
on Nas Reed.
That's right. Yeah, that's a good bet.
you
I like
get
that bet.
1 and you get plus money?
He can get 1.
1?
1?
Any other bets?
Money line Nuggets.
I put together a parlay of Murray threes over 2.5, Porter threes over 2.5, and Anthony Edwards over 2.5. To me, look, that we get, 3 more than they do.
I don't want to
Then
hear a
that's
peep
the-
out of you when he hits a 3.
I'm going to go out of my goddamn
I don't
mind.
want you to go tripping up and down. Guys, watch along starts in just a moment. Head over there. Lots of fun. Don't be nervous by yourself. Be nervous with us.
Yeah,
Don't
dude.
celebrate
With the
by yourself.
fellas.
Celebrate with us. We're
Yeah,
going to go
dude.
kick that up right away. We'll see you on the other side.
Let's go.
We all silly like the mayor.